Hey guys, it's Justine here from I Should Read That, and today I'm going to bring you some tips for YALC. So YALC, if you don't know, is the Young Adult Literature Convention that's held as part of London Film and Comic Con here in the UK. It is at the end of July typically, so it starts this year on the 27th and it goes all weekend. It's a 3-day event. YALC is like young adult Christmas, and it's just the most amazing event ever. I only have been once. I went last year for the first time and I loved it, but I really wish that I had some more sort of tips to prepare and sort of what to expect when I was actually there, because again, I went in completely blind. I had never been before, and I feel like this year is my chance for kind of like a do-over, because even though I enjoyed it, I feel like I could have gotten a lot more out of it. So YALC is an event where there is a kind of huge gathering of authors and publishers and industry experts, but also readers and bloggers and just book lovers in general. It's one of the few sort of book conventions and events that I've been to that really embraces readers, and so it's so much fun, and you get the chance to meet lots of authors and other people who love these books just as much as you do, and it has the chance to be amazing, but it's also really intimidating. So I wanted to bring some tips that I feel like I either wish that I knew last year or kind of learned as I was going last year as well. So the first tip for any convention, whether it's Comic-Con or London Book Fair or YALC or whatever, if you're gonna be on your feet as you are for YALC, wear comfy shoes. No one, I guarantee you, is going to care about what your shoes look like, but they will notice if you're limping around completely miserable. You're essentially on your feet for all 3 days, and even if you're only there for 1 day, it's a lot of standing, and you will be in a lot of pain if you don't wear proper shoes. So wear your trainers, wear your comfy shoes, you will not regret it. Sort of tying into that is also to start walking now. Like seriously, it is the end of June now, so you've got about a month before YALC, and again, even if you go for only 1 day, you're going to be standing a lot. You're going to be standing in lines, or you're going to be hanging out, whatever. There's lots of events afterwards. You don't want to be completely exhausted, and you don't want to be in a lot of pain, as I was. I was like dying after Friday, and I'm a very able-bodied person. I'm just not in very good shape, and I really wish that I had kind of started walking and kind of getting used to standing so much, because I was not. So unless you're working a job where you're standing on your feet all day anyway, like in retail, I would highly recommend just going out for walks now and just kind of like getting your body used to it, because genuinely, like, you will be in so much pain if you don't kind of like prepare for it. There's also so many opportunities to not only buy books, but to get your books signed. So you will get your book signed. If an author is doing a signing, you will get your book signed. This isn't like, I don't know, like Comic-Con where you're kind of queuing up and like hoping that maybe you'll get something signed. No, you will. They had like a ticketing system. So I was in the queue for V.E. Schwab last year, which I'm sure you can imagine what that was like. I was like number 275, but it's really well organized. They give you a ticket and they give you a time to come back, and it's just really well done. So if you think like I did last year that I wasn't going to get anything signed, so I might as well just not bring any books with me, don't do that. You're definitely going to be able to get stuff signed. You're definitely going to be able to meet people. So bring your books if you want to get them signed. So I'm literally like editing this video as I'm remembering more stuff. So something that's really good to know is that if any authors are actually appearing at YALC, their books will be at the Waterstone stand. Everything will be full price. That's just kind of how it works. If someone's going to be making an appearance at YALC on like the official information or whatever, their books are sold at the Waterstone stand. You're not going to find them at the publishers' stands. The publishers might do deals like 3 for $10 or whatever, but also if you're there on Sunday, rumor has it, I was too far gone on Sunday. I left at like 11, but if you kind of stick around, rumor has it that they will do deep discounts at the publisher stands for the remaining books that they have, so maybe keep that in mind. You're going to be bringing a lot of stuff if you want to get books signed, and you're going to be picking up a lot of stuff, because there's not only publishers who are selling books, and there's also a Waterstone stand, but there's also so much swag. There are arcs and proofs being dropped everywhere. Like, you're gonna bring stuff with you unless you make a conscious decision to not do that. So make sure that you have plenty of room in either a backpack. So I'm bringing my backpack, which is like, it's cute and it's like a reasonable size. So this is coming with me, and I'm also going to have a reasonably sized suitcase that I'm going to leave where I'm staying. I'm not going to bring that with me, but there are tons of people who bring like small wheelie suitcases with them, and that works out really well. I didn't think it would, but it's not so overly crowded that you're just going to be a jerk with a suitcase. It's going to be absolutely fine, so bring a wheelie suitcase if you want to. So before you go, definitely scout out the schedule and see what the panels and workshops are going to be, and also what times the authors are going to be signing, because there will be set aside times for people to sign. There will be set aside times for people to be on panels, which are amazing and I highly recommend. There's also going to be time set aside for workshops. I think there's like a mixology workshop, there's like a sword fighting workshop. Like, it's going to be really, really fun, but I would suggest, especially if you're going for maybe 1 or 2 days, to just plan everything out and make sure that you get the chance to see and do everything that you want to do. After that, you're going to want to follow everyone on Twitter. So everyone who is a publisher that's going to be going there, just like the general publisher's Twitter, but also maybe some of the marketing and publicity people as well, and they'll all start talking about YALC in a couple of weeks, so you'll be able to do that. There's going to be lists that people will come up with that you can subscribe to. Just make sure that you subscribe to everyone and turn on your notifications for certain people. You can set that up beforehand, and then you can kind of turn it on and off at will, so you're not going to be bombarded all the time. It's just a really good idea to set that up now, and then like when you're standing in line, just swipe it on and you'll start getting notifications for when publishers are announcing, say, we're going to have 10 copies of this book for the first 10 people who come to the stand. That's really, really helpful to have. Hopefully it won't be too hectic like it was last year. I know that a lot of people probably have heard that last year was batshit crazy. It was actually genuinely insane. I think that a lot of people really spoke out against how these sort of art drops and stuff were ran last year. So I think that it's going to be very different this year, but still make sure that you turn on your notifications, make sure you're following the right people. So the last bit is just about people, because YALC is all about books, sure, but also the people. Because you're not only going to be meeting authors who you really like, or maybe some people who work at different publishing houses that you really like, but you're going to be meeting bloggers, maybe some people that you regularly speak to on social media, or just other people who just share your interests. And this is the hardest thing about YALC, I think, is that it's very easy to sort of fall into the social anxiety that I think a lot of us have and not speak to people. But really, I would try to suggest that you do your best to try to say hi to people, because everyone is lovely, everyone is nervous, and everyone really wants to talk to you, quite frankly. This is something that is a goal of mine, actually, because I spoke to no one last year. I didn't speak to a single person because I had only kind of just started blogging earlier that year, and I only really got on Twitter in June of last year, so I didn't know anyone. Genuinely didn't know anyone. So I recognized a couple of people but didn't feel comfortable enough going up to them and talking to them, but there's still people that I talk to now on a regular basis. So I really encourage you to just go and say hi to someone if you recognize them. Don't worry about being weird. We're all weird. We're all gonna feel really weird. It's just the best opportunity to meet so many people who you normally wouldn't get the chance to hang out with in real life. And also, authors are going to be there, and a lot of the authors, even if it's not their kind of designated time or day, are going to be hanging around. There are a few core people, I think, in the UK YA community who are just always there and always supportive and always wonderful. And I have some trouble with authors, especially because if I love their books, I really kind of struggle to talk to them, because it's just a really weird relationship where I'm like, hello, I've read these wonderful things that you've created. You have no idea who I am, but I absolutely love you. It's really strange, but as author sister constantly tells me, authors are people too. Just go up to them and say hi. Again, this is something that I'm working on myself because I'm really bad at this, but I'm getting better. Authors are wonderful people, and pretty much everyone who's going to be there is going to be amazing. I had a wonderful time talking to a couple of authors last year who I wouldn't have gone near just at all if I hadn't really pushed myself. Alan Hamilton is one of those people, and because of her I ended up getting to talk to a couple of other people as well, and I warmed up toward the end of YALC, but I wish that I had taken some time at the beginning to really go out and talk to people. The last thing that I want to say is a little bit more on the serious side. I know that the UK YA community has had some issues with harassment in the past. If anyone at YALC and I highly doubt this will happen. I don't want to make anyone nervous, but if anyone at YALC ever makes you nervous, and I don't care if it is a publisher, I don't care if it's another blogger or a reader or a best-selling author, I don't care. If anyone makes you feel uncomfortable or you kind of feel nervous around someone, then please, 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 if you don't feel comfortable talking to the sort of people who run YALC, come to me, DM me on Twitter. I am alarmingly active on Twitter. I will see it. I will come find you. I will tell you where I am. I will hang out with you, whatever you need. But if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, you have someone that you can go to. I just want to say that really quickly. So, veterans of YALC, I would love to see what your tips might be for newcomers or for people who are sort of fairly new to YALC like myself. I would love for people to kind of like maybe meet each other, maybe swap Twitter handles or whatever in the comments here, because it's going to be such an amazing event, and I'm really like pushing the socializing because we're all such socially awkward people. It would be awesome if we all kind of were able to help each other out with this. And if you see me at YALC, oh my god, I would love to say hi. This is like my goal, is to like meet people and say hello. So if you see me, I have resting bitch face, even if I don't look particularly happy, especially if I'm by myself. Come say hi, because I guarantee you I'm just like zoning out or something. I would love to meet people. I would love to say hi. So please definitely do that if you see me there. That is it for this video. So if you enjoyed this, then I post bookish content here fairly frequently, so hit subscribe and I'll see you next time, possibly at YALC.